is Dialogue. It's a great honor to have Michigan Senator Mike Kowall with us today. Senator Kowall, thank you so much for being with us today.
Happy to be here.
You have served in the Michigan Senate for the past 7 years as a senator and a majority leader. Can you tell us about your accomplishments?
Well, the Senate here in Michigan's had a lot of accomplishments. We've pulled Detroit out of bankruptcy. We've maintaining the industry here in the state for manufacturing. But things that I've worked on personally have been the autonomous vehicle, connected vehicle, and now the Center for Mobility that's going in out at Willow Run. That one project alone is going to bring in about $1 billion new into the state that has never been here before. There's going to be a lot of new jobs created from that facility. But the exciting part is it's open to the world. So companies from China, from South Korea, from Japan, from Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and England can all come in and test their equipment here in Michigan. And that's not only made Michigan #1 in the country for research and development on autonomous vehicles, but we're #1 in the world. We're leading the world in this study now because it's all brand new science.
Currently, many universities have changed their enrollment guidelines to lower the percentage of Asian students on campus. They feel that the representation of Asians in the student body is too high. We believe in equal opportunity, but how do we make sure that we are not taking away from the rights of students that have worked hard?
I don't believe in quotas. I think that if you study hard and you pass the test to get into school, you should be allowed to attend. We see a lot of people in the Asian community excel in math, and that should be rewarded. If they want to go to U of M or Michigan State or wherever, they should be allowed to attend. And anytime you do quota systems, it creates problems.
If you go to Washington, what would you do to make the Asian community voice heard?
I would keep doing what I've been doing because I have so many Asian people living in my district. I actually belong to the Asian caucus, and we meet every, I think we meet like 4 or 5 times a year just to discuss, issues of the Asian community here in Michigan. So I would maintain that when I went to Washington and maintain that type of relationship.
That sounds great. Can you give us an overview of the work of the Michigan Senate Asian Caucus so the community knows what you have been doing on our behalf?
Well, we want to make sure that everybody's needs are met. We have, for example, at Providence Hospital here in Novi, we have doctors on staff that speak Chinese, they speak Japanese, and a variety of other languages just to help supply good health care for the people that are here working or are living here that don't have a good command of the language. So, those are the issues that we address. We make sure that, the schools, that kids learn to accept other peoples that are coming in and to treat them fairly and equally as well, not to discriminate. And in businesses, making sure that they have the equal opportunities as everyone else to do business in this community.
Let's talk about immigration. The 11th district has a high concentration of immigrants, and the current discussions have given cause for concern. What is your view on the current immigration situation?
Well, all of us came from someplace else. There's very few Americans that their peoples were already here. As a matter of fact, centuries ago, hundreds of thousands of years ago, people migrated from Asia across the land bridge down through Alaska, and they came here. They migrated here. We have people that are still wanting to migrate here, and I think that should be available to them, to excel and do better for themselves and their family. The only thing that is required is that you do it the right way. You apply for citizenship, you learn to speak the language, you learn how to, embrace this country And as far as I'm concerned, from where I can see, the country will embrace you back, provided everything's done the right way.
In order to create a friendly environment for immigrants, what would you do to make them feel Michigan it's a nice place to live?
Well, I would make sure that people feel comfortable living here, that they know that they're accepted, and to make sure that the schools are able to teach English to people that don't have a command of the language, and that they're welcomed in the community. I mean, we're seeing large Asian communities, growing up and around right here where we're sitting, and it's great. It's diversity. What I like is a difference in the food. I get to eat. One day I can eat Mandarin, another day I can eat pizza. So it's whatever you want, and I think that's good for us.
China is the second largest trading partner to Michigan. Will this trade war affect the relationship between Michigan and China?
Well, Michigan has a very good relationship with China. Our governor's been there numerous times talking to a variety of different people, and from Beijing to all over parts of China. Michigan's one of the only states in the Union, if not the only one, that has actual trading agreements with other countries, and China being one of them.
How do we keep from straining the relationships under the current trade situation?
Well, I think that it's going to strain some relationships between Washington and Beijing, but between Michigan and China, I don't see it straining those relationships at all. I see that.
You don't see any problem?
I don't. Michigan is not. We're not involved with that per se. Just to say that, we are manufacturing parts. We are supplying soybeans to China, but other than that, there's no political back and forth between our two nations.
So by maintaining a good relationship, we will help each other to strengthen Michigan economy.
I will do everything I can to maintain an open relationship. Like I mentioned to you the other day, I worked in China for a little while. I worked in Fuzhou, and I had the opportunity to meet a lot of the people there, and I know that they love doing business with the United States. They love doing business with Michigan, and they've offered to the governor of that province, when I met with him, said that Fuzhou would buy every soybean that Michigan could grow. And we have a lot more room here to grow a lot more soybeans.
In the 11th district, there is a large Asian population. So maintaining a good relationship will help Michigan economy.
Well, absolutely, it's going to help the economy, but also I want to make sure that people that still have family living in China understand that that's just two governments talking. It's not in any way straining relationships between, the people that live here that are from China and their relatives back home. We want to make sure that they're comfortable, that they know that everybody's getting along here in Michigan very well.
That is good information. I think the community needs to hear how the trade war may affect our community. It's good to hear, it should not.
No, it won't affect our relationships. I mean, we're living in each other's homes, and we have to respect that and make sure that those relationships are maintained.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Senator Kowall.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time. Thanks for watching Lisa's Dialogue. See you next time.